Vishnupadaya Shri Gaura Priyamurtaye Srimate Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Namine Kripaya Kshamatam Aparadhi Janam Kalushayuta Shakta Sudhinanaram Supathe Parichalaya Sarvadinam Pranamami cha Madhava Devapadam Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Grantherarambhe Karimangalacharan Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinera Smarane Hoy Vigna Vinashan Anayase Hoy Nijavanchita Puran Today is disappearance day of one of the associates of Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His name is Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj. When Prabhupada has undertaken Shatakoti Namayagya, he was performing 100 millions of chanting of the holy names. At that time, Gaur Nityananda, Panchatattva and his Gurudev Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj, they appeared. And then they told that you should preach our message all over the world. Therefore, you take up this task. Then Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, I have no money, I have no men, no manpower, no financial power. So how can I propagate? How can I preach? Then Panchatattva, they say that we will send our own persons and money will also come to you. Therefore, you start propagating the divine message. It is after that, slowly, one after another, devotees started to join Srila Prabhupada's mission. Prabhupada, that's why he used to address his disciples as Prabhu. Because they are all sent by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, the Panchatattva. None of them are ordinary. Some are low, some are high, some are elevated, some are degraded. It's not like that. They are all Prabhupada's men, they are all Mahaprabhu's persons. Therefore, we should not try to compare one Vaishnava with another. They are all supremely, they have all supremely served their Guru and they have got all supreme qualities, all of them. So, one such personality who was again sent by Mahaprabhu himself is our Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, whose mutt is very adjacent to our mutt. It's also known as Gauri Nityananda Mutt. Is the place where Nityananda Prabhu, you know, uh, stayed in hiding. And Mahaprabhu came, and after reciting the verse, Nityananda Prabhu could no longer conceal himself, and then he had come out. And so this is the place where Nityananda Prabhu had taken darshan, or Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu met for the first time in the Bhulila. So it's also called Gauri Nityananda Temple. Nandanacharya Bhavan is the Nandanacharya Bhavan. It's the place where Nityananda Prabhu was staying in hiding. After wandering through various pilgrim places, he was in Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan also he did not find Krishna. Then he came to know that Krishna has now taken birth as Mahaprabhu, and he is performing pastimes in Navadvip, Mayapur. Therefore, he immediately came to Mayapur. But in order to test whether he is really Lord or not, whether he knows, if he is Lord, he should know that I have come here. So he stayed in hiding. And Mahaprabhu sent his personal associates, go and find out, there is one, a very advanced devotee of the Lord has come. Please bring him to me. They went everywhere, they could not find, because Nityananda Prabhu concealed himself. He told, go to Nandanacharya's place and then bring him. They could not find. Then Mahaprabhu personally went, and then he sang beautiful kirtans, and then he also recited verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing to which Nityananda Prabhu could no longer contain himself, and he came out, and in this way they met with each other. Also, Advaita Acharya, when Mahaprabhu was performing pastimes in Srivas Pandit's house, at that time once he tell to Advaita that, the Lord for whom he had been praying all these years, he had appeared in Navadvip. He should come and join him. Advaita Acharya knew who it was. He came. Ramai Pandit, he brought the news. He sent Ramai, Kanai and Ramai. They came, and then they told Advaita Acharya, this is what Mahaprabhu had sent the message for you. So they came, Advaita Acharya came, and then he also stayed here, and he told to Ramai, don't tell Mahaprabhu that I have come here and that I am staying here. Don't tell him. Then Ramai goes, and then as soon as he goes, Mahaprabhu tells to Ramai, Advaita Acharya has come all the way till here. Why is he not coming to me? Why is he staying there in Nandanacharya's house? Ask him to come to me. So when Ramai comes and tells that I didn't tell Mahaprabhu anything, but as soon as he saw me, immediately said, he knew that you have come. Immediately Advaita Acharya comes and meets Mahaprabhu. So this is the hiding place of both Nityananda and Advaita Acharya. And this is the place where he had established a temple. So Goswami Maharaj, earlier he did not have that desire to make a very big monastery, very big temple. On the other hand, he encouraged all his god brothers that they should take land in Mayapur and they should construct temples. Because he has foreseen, or he told, that if devotees don't make temples in Mayapur, very soon is going to be a very business center. Many business persons are going to come, they are going to build so many constructions. It is good that Mayapur remains a place of devotee worship. Therefore, he encouraged all his god brothers, all of you should take land as much as possible and then construct your temples, so that business persons don't venture into this. We already see that so much, things have happened. So many things are happening still, It has the land price has gone, even in big cities like Bombay and Delhi, we don't see such prices as we see in Mayapur today. Shortage of space and demand. So, for himself, after repeatedly telling him, he took a small place He said that I just want to construct my bhajan kutir here. Because so many of my god brothers have constructed so many temples, and particularly my god brother Madhav Maharaj had constructed such a huge temple. Therefore, what is the need for me to do it? Madhav Maharaj's temple means my temple. So he did not construct. He took a small land for performing bhajan. But then our Param Gurudev and many others encouraged, no, you should construct a big temple. So they encouraged, and he constructed a temple. So Saranga Goswami Maharaj is very, very dear to our Param Gurudev. He used to stay here in our mutt for several days, and then he used to participate in all our annual functions, etc. So almost integral part of our mutt. So also Saranga Goswami Maharaj was a very, very, he was a very good fundraiser for Gaudiya Math. Very good fundraiser. In the sense that he would go to any person for collecting funds, he would never return empty-handed. Our Param Gurudev, Goswami Maharaj, Nemi Maharaj. These three, there are others also, some 3-4 persons like this, they were the, principally their service was to raise funds, collect donations, and then they had excelled in this. And Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj particularly has got a very, very special character of collecting funds. So much so that one time Prabhupada told, there was a big function in Calcutta, a big function like for Janmashtami, a big function was organized, and several devotees, they were collecting funds. Janmashtami means those days Prabhupada used to observe for 1 month. Janmashtami, 1 month festival. That is where this Labdva Sudurlabham Shlok he spoke for 1 month. So this during this time Janmashtami used to make a very grand festival, and it used to be for 1 month. That's why even today in our calendar you see Harismaran Mahotsav. There is one in English calendar, it's not there. In Bengali calendar it is there. Certain things are not translated in English because many people will get confused. But starting from an Ekadashi prior to Baldev Purnima, what is that? Pavitraropani Ekadashi. Starting from Pavitraropani Ekadashi up until Radhashtami, it's more than just about a month or more than a month. It's called Hari Seva Mahotsav. It's called as the Festival of Lord Service Festival. What kind of? Ekadashi, then Jhulan Yatra, 5 days Jhulan Yatra, and then Balram Purnima, Balrama's appearance, then Janmashtami, then Lalita Saptami, Radhashtami, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's appearance, disappearance, something is also coming, appearance I think, and 1 or 2 I miss, another 2 Ekadashis also come in between. So together it's like in the month almost 10 days are like festivals, and with days here and there, it's a full festival. So Prabhupada used to observe this, and for 1 month he used to do a grand festival, and so many persons used to come and take prasad also. So one time Saranga Goswami, during this period, he went to several localities in Calcutta and around Calcutta, and then he collected so many funds. And one time a big lorry comes to Gaudiya Math, Ulta Danga. It has something like 500-600 kilos of rice, 200 kilos of potatoes, 100 kilos of pulses, 100 kilos of sugar, wheat, flour, etc. So big, lorry carrying all these things. What do you call lorry? You call vehicle, a big vehicle. What do you call? You see so many vehicles on the street, the 12-wheelers, the 12-wheelers. What do you call those?
We usually, in America, we call it by the amount of wheels they have. 12-wheeler and 18-wheeler.
Oh, okay. In terms of wheelers, you call it. Okay. So, an 12-wheeler, 18-wheeler vehicle had come, a long vehicle. We call them lorries in India. So, and it has, mounds and mounds of, groceries required for 1 month. It comes and stops in front of the gate of, what do you call, Gaudiya Mission in Calcutta, and then he is searching for a person, and Prabhupada says, seems like you have come to the wrong address. This is not the place. Maybe someone else has ordered. No. I'm sure this is the place. He shows the address, and then the truck driver, or truck you call. Maybe you call it truck? Truck? Yeah. The truck driver, he says, no, this is the place. You see the address, this is the address, and such person has given the address, and his name is none other than this Aprakrita Bhakti Saranga Prabhu was his name, initiated name. Aprakrita Bhakti Saranga Prabhu. He was a brahmachari. Later he took sannyas after Prabhupada's departure. So then Prabhupada becomes so pleased. So the entire truck is unloaded, and it took till the dusk, starting from the day. It took such a long time to unload the truck, and by dusk, by evening, Saranga Prabhu, means our Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, he comes. And then immediately Prabhupada makes a remark. I think I have noted it here. Prabhupada makes a remark. Like, is it that as soon as you go, everyone is ready to donate something to you? Is it like it? That you don't have to ask for it, but someone is waiting for you to come and then they want to donate. Aprakrita Prabhu is calling, Aprakrita Prabhu, আপনাকে দেখলেই কি লোকে দেওয়ার জন্য ব্যস্ত থাকে? Does everyone get busy to donate you as soon as they see you? Means his personality was like, that he used to go there, he used to talk, and then used to say something, and then immediately they would donate something. So Prabhupada himself made this comment that, is it that everyone is busy to donate something to you? And then he says, certainly for a person dear to Mahaprabhu like you, this is possible. Prabhupada himself is telling, for a person who is dear to Mahaprabhu like you, only for them such a task is possible. May Gaurasundar bestow eternal welfare upon you. This way, Prabhupada had showered his special blessings upon him. Another time, as I said, he is a very, big fundraiser. And I heard from Pujapad Bharati Maharaj that he would, his style of, raising funds was like he would not go to the same, donor every time. Like, in temples what they do is that we fix some particular person, every month we will come and take some money for the temple. But he is not the one who would go to repeatedly to the same person. Every time he will find new person. And then he will get big donations for the mat. So he was one such big fundraiser for Prabhupada's mission. One time he was in Calcutta, he was sent for collecting funds. That was his principal service. He went to a businessman's house. He knocked the door. The businessman himself opened the door. And then he said, "Who are you?" I said, I'm coming from Gaudiya Math. "Oh, I don't have faith in Gaudiya Math people." Never mind, he went inside the house. Then the businessman followed him. I said, "I don't have faith in the Gaudiya Math people." But he didn't listen. He proceeded further. He sat on the, on the chair that was there in that room. He said, "I don't know whether you heard me right or wrong or not. I said that I don't have faith in Gaudiya Math people." "Yes, I heard it. You don't have to repeat it. That's why I came inside." He says that I came for that purpose only. I wanted to build your faith in Gaudiya Math. That is the purpose I have come here. I know that you have no faith. The very moment I knocked the door, I knew that you have no faith in Gaudiya Math, and that is the reason I have come to, in order to, bring your faith in Gaudiya Math. And then he started speaking Harikatha. And he was speaking in such a manner that the businessman got attracted. He started speaking about Prabhupada and Prabhupada's teachings and Gaudiya Math and what is Vaishnava Dharma, all these things. And then he got captivated by him, and finally he offered him 500 rupees. Please give it, use it in the service. He's a very big businessman, use it in the service of the Lord. Then Goswami Maharaj said, I have not come here to take anything from you. I have come to give you something. His preaching was like this. His preaching style was like this. I have not come here to take anything from you. I have come to give you. Actually, this is what is the message of Gaudiya Math also. Gaudiya Math is not taking anything from anyone. Gaudiya Math is going from place to place to give them Krishna Bhakti. What they are giving, whatever money they are giving, they are thinking that they are donating some money for the temple or for the construction or for maintenance, whatever it is, that is nothing. Whatever the Gaudiya Math people are giving, that is supreme. No comparison to what they are giving. They are giving Krishna Prem. Who can purchase Krishna Prem with their money, with the material money? No man can, no person can. Therefore, here he told that I have come here to give, not to take from you. And he was further impressed by Saranga Goswami Prabhu, and then he repeatedly came to Gaudiya Math. And then he personally dropped Bhakti Saranga Prabhu in a car. He brought his car and then dropped him at the Math. So in this manner, he had, impressed with his, not only with his mannerisms and with his, instructions, but also with his particular, vyavahar, behavior. So, when Saranga Goswami Maharaj, he was working in Dhanbad. He was working as a chief engineer in railways, Indian Railways in Dhanbad those days. And at that time, he had got two friends, Atul Chandra Datta and Nishikant Sanyal, Professor Nishikant Sanyal. Both of them initiated by Prabhupada. So Atul Chandra, his name was also Atul Chandra, means Aprakrita Bhakti Saranga Prabhu's previous name was also Atul Chandra. Atul Chandra Bandhopadhyaya, or the modern Banerjee. The Bandhopadhyayas have become Banerjees. The Mukhopadhyayas have become Mukherjees. And Chattopadhyayas have become Chatterjees. Their names have changed. Mukherjee, Chatterjee, Banerjee, they were Bandhopadhyaya, Mukhopadhyaya and Chattopadhyaya. They were very advanced Brahminical lineage. So, Aprakrita Prabhu, or he was working in Dhanbad, and these two, Professor Nishikant Sanyal, disciple of Prabhupada, and another Atul Chandra Datta, who was also a disciple of Prabhupada, he got their company. So in their company, he heard about Vaishnava Dharma, about Gaudiya Math, and also about Prabhupada. And then he developed a taste to Gaudiya lineage. So he went one time along with Atul Chandra Prabhu, another officer, to Mayapur. He came to Mayapur, and then he met Prabhupada. After he met Prabhupada, he was completely impressed, and then he had the desire to take initiation from him also. But at that time it was not possible. So before leaving for Dhanbad again, he would offer, he told that every month I shall send 10 rupees as a donation amount for the math. Those days 10 rupees was a lot. These days it has no value, but those days 10 rupees was a lot. So every month out of his salary he would send 10 rupees for the temple service. So slowly, Nishikant Sanyal Prabhu, and then what's his name? Atul Chandra Datta. Both of them, they, whenever they used to come to Prabhupada, they used to speak about him, that he is such a nice devotee. If you should come to Dhanbad once. So by their repeated requests, Prabhupada had visited Dhanbad, and he stayed in the house of Atul Chandra Bandyopadhyaya for 3 days. And then he conducted several programs. And when Atul Chandra Prabhu had heard Prabhupada speak on different topics, on various topics at various places, and his extremely charming Harikatha took a seat in his heart, that he immediately desired to take initiation from him, and it is at Dhanbad he got initiated, and also his mother got initiated. So same day he got Harinam and Diksha, both initiations, and then he became Aprakrita Bhakti Saranga Prabhu. So Prabhupada, he served Prabhupada with his heart, and one time Prabhupada told that for the construction of some servant quarters and temple in Mayapur, we need nice bricks, and bricks are usually burnt in fire to make them very strong. So otherwise, if the brick is moist, then it is not called a good brick. So they are usually put you have seen the brick manufacturing places. They are the mud, it is compressed in that form, and then it is put in the fire, and then all the moisture is finished. There is some porosity that gets created. It makes the brick very strong. So in order to make the bricks, we need coal. It needs to be burnt, and then we need coal. So Dhanbad has so many coal mines actually. Dhanbad is rich with coal. So then he told one of his sannyasi disciples, Prabhupada, that go to Dhanbad and see if our Aprakrita Prabhu can arrange for coal for the bricks. Then he came there, and then he told our Prabhuji, Bhakti Saranga Prabhu. He was immediately satisfied that Prabhupada remembered me for a service. He has given me mercifully the service opportunity. I shall try to fulfill it by all means. And then the next day, he went to a coal field. He went directly to the manager of the coal field, and then he started speaking Harikatha. His process was like this, not like, I came here to get some money. His process was to speak Harikatha. Only by speaking Harikatha, by giving something, we take. We should not go to take something, we should give first. If without giving, we have no eligibility to take anything. So he started speaking Krishna Katha, and then he was very much impressed, and then suddenly he asked, so how can I serve you? The coal mine or coal field manager, he says, how can I serve you? Then Saranga Prabhu says, well, in Mayapur, the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where everyone visits, there beautiful construction is going on, and we need coal for that. You please arrange for 5 wagons of coal. Wagons? Big. If you have seen our how the goods trains are going, you have seen the goods train in India. They are carrying big wagons. In that particular wagon, they put lots of whatever material they are transporting. So very big wagons. Lots of cubic feet or cubic meters can be occupied in that big wagons. He says he didn't ask for some coal, 20 kilo, 30 kilo, 40 kilo. He says that I want 5 wagons of coal. If you ask big. That was his technique. And then he was so much impressed. He says, okay, I shall send that to Maya. I shall supply that, don't worry. Then Bhakti Saranga Prabhu says, you see, you are anyway donating the coal. Why do you want to give only half? Why do you want to take only half of the service opportunity? You should accept full service opportunity. Anyway, you are donating. Why don't you get this particular coal transported to Mayapur also? Why do you want to do half of a service? You have to do it full. Then not only you supply the coal, but also you transport it to there. Then he says, okay. He explains that how service to Supreme Lord should be complete. He should not wait. We should not let the service opportunity be taken by someone else. You should take that opportunity. Therefore, you are getting this opportunity. And the Lord does not accept any service without honorarium, without dakshina. Honorarium is to be given. And that is, you do this, like, transporting it to that place. And he has agreed, accepted, and then within 1 month, not only has transported the 5 wagons of, coal, but he has also given 2000 rupees during those days. 2000 rupees for other work also. This is how Saranga Prabhu, Bhakti Saranga Prabhu used to, collect. And later, after 9 years of his service in Dhanbad, he left everything. He completely decided that he would no longer continue his life in that manner, and then he would dedicate himself completely to the mission of Srila Prabhupada. So he packed everything. His clothes, his almirah, his table, his chair, his desk, everything he packed, and then he brought everything to Gaudiya Math. Why leave it to others? Bring it to Math, it will be used in the Math service. If it is left to others, materialistic people will use it. But if it comes to Math, it will be used by the Math people. So in this manner, he brought everything, and he himself presented in front of Srila Prabhupada, and he said that I have come, Prabhupada. I have left everything, and then now I have come to your service. And he had given whatever savings he had entirely in the hands of Srila Prabhupada. And also Provident Fund. You have Provident Fund in your country. Every month there is a, in the Provident Fund, employees, they put some fund, some 5% of the salary or something like that.
Oh, savings?
Yeah. So, by the time you retire, that Provident Fund would have got accumulated with interest. It would have become very lump sum amount. So, in 9 years, whatever Provident Fund had been collected, he took everything and then he gave that also in the hands of Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada jokes that, from this month onwards, I will not be getting your 10 rupees monthly collection. So, in this manner, Aprakshita Prabhu had, given up everything, and then he joined Prabhupada's mission. And also, during the times of Prabhupada, those who have preached in the foreign countries, Aprakshita Prabhu is one among them. It is Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Hriday Ban Goswami Maharaj, and Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj. These were the 3 personalities who preached outside India also. Later, Swami Maharaj went in, I think, 1969, he went many years after Prabhupada's departure. But it is during the time of Prabhupada, it was Prabhupada's sincere desire that the message of Mahaprabhu should be spread all over the world, and he sent various messengers and persons, and one among them is also Aprakrita Bhakti Saranga Prabhu. And Prabhupada was so much impressed by the endeavors of Srila Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj in the West, that Prabhupada himself wrote a few letters of encouragement to him. I just want to read those letters and translate it into English. So it's heart-touching manner Prabhupada had written letters to him. How much Prabhupada was pleased by his service gets reflected in these letters. Amar Sneha Vigraheshu Aprakrita Prabhu, my most affectionate Aprakrita Prabhu, Apnar Shekhaner Raja O Sangshader Sange Sakhatkarer Tatha Alochana Prabhriti Vishaye Newspapere Sob Dekhe Shune Khub Anand Pelam. So I got extremely delighted when I came to know through the newspapers about your preaching activities, your meeting with the kings of the place, and in the assembly halls, the lectures you are, giving. So all these things are being covered in the newspapers. By going through these news coverages, I am extremely delighted. আপনি তো জানেন আমার যাওয়ার সময় হয়ে আসছে। You know very well that my time to depart from this world has come. This he has written on the 14th of December 1936, about 2 weeks before his departure, 17 days. 1st of January he departed, and this is on the 14th of December, about 17 days before his departure he wrote this. You know very well that my time to depart from this world is approaching. আগামী দিনে পাশ্চাত্যে প্রবল ভক্তি বিমুখ প্রতিপক্ষের কাছে আপনাকে শ্রী চৈতন্যবাণী উদ্যমের সঙ্গে প্রচার করতে হবে। In future, in the Western countries, you might have to fight with atheistic people to propagate the message of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You might have to, face severe, anti-devotional persons or situations to propagate the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. আমি বুঝতে পারছি ওখানে ঠান্ডায় আপনার খুব কষ্ট হচ্ছে, তারপর মনে হয় ভালো মতো কোনো কিছু আহারও হচ্ছে না। I can understand very well that in that cold country you are facing lot of problems, and I'm sure my mind also says that you are not getting proper food to eat also at that place, because these days there is a globalization, lot of globalization. You find lot of Indian food and so many other things everywhere, and in this place also you find many foods that belong to your place. So because of so much of globalization and all these things, and also particularly in those days Gaudiya Math initiated people, they don't take food at every place. They used to cook their own food, and to find rice where he can purchase rice, probably he might have to go through all the places to find out a proper grocery shop to find rice. They eat only bread or all these things. So Prabhupada is telling that I also think that you are not able to get proper food also. আমি এই সময় আপনার কাছে থাকলে আপনার সেবার ব্যাপারে পরিচর্যা করতে পারতাম। Srila Prabhupada is telling that during this time, if I were there near you, I would have got an opportunity to serve you. Srila Prabhupada is writing that during this difficult situations, if I were there with you, I would have got an opportunity to serve you. See how much of affection, encouragement he is giving to propagation of this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message outside the country. That I would serve you if I were present with you. আপনি কত প্রতিকূলতার মধ্যেও প্রভুর সেবা করে চলেছেন। Even in the middle of so many anti-devotional circumstances or challenging situations, you are performing the service of Supreme Lord. অথচ বিদেশে আপনার সেবার পরিচর্যার জন্য পাশে কেউ নাই, and also there is nobody along with you, there is no one accompanying you in preaching the message. You are all by yourself at that place. আপনার কথা আমি ভেবে দেশাহারা হয়ে যাই। Whenever I think about your services and how you are in the middle of so many challenging situations, nobody to help you out, nobody to accompany you in such situations, I am simply stunned by all these things, and I am finding myself lost on how I can really help you. See how Prabhupada is writing to his disciple. Means how much heart-winning activities or services that Aprakrita Prabhu had performed, that Prabhupada is writing letter to him like this. Gaurahari apnar sarvavidha anukul karun prarthana janai. I pray to Gauranga Mahaprabhu that may he provide all favorable situations to you. And then he signs Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. And then immediately 3-4 days after that he writes another letter. I just read this, time is up, but I will just read this because it's very Prabhupada's interest, desire to propagate the message, and how he has encouraged his disciples, and how Aprakrita Prabhu had won the heart of Prabhupada is reflected in these letters. আপনার পূর্বপত্র পেয়ে খুব আনন্দিত. I have received your previous letter and I am very delighted to receive it. তবে লর্ড জেটল্যান্ডের সঙ্গে কিভাবে আপনি সাক্ষাৎ করলেন সে কথা জানার জন্য আমি উদ্গ্রীব রয়েছে. So I know that very soon you are going to meet Lord Jetland. I am very much eager to know what happens, what all the things that are in relation to your meeting. So I want to get a message of that. কিভাবে প্রচার হচ্ছে, কি প্রকার তার অগ্রগতি তা জানবার অপেক্ষায় রয়েছি. I am waiting here eagerly to know how preaching activities are going on and how it is progressing in the Western countries. I am waiting here to know this from you. ও দেশে আপনি মনে হয় নূতন পদ্ধতিতে রান্না শিখেছেন. I think that you learned to cook in a different manner in that country. নিশ্চয়ই সেখানে প্রচারের জন্য এক মনোজ্ঞ পরিবেশ তৈরি করছেন. I am sure that you are making a very novel, you are employing a very novel technique to preach in those countries, because to preach in India is different, to preach in the Western countries is very different. So he's telling that I am sure that you are adopting some novel ways of preaching in those countries. আপনার প্রচারে লক্ষ্য রাখবেন সর্বাধিক জনগণকে যেন প্রচারের আওতায় আনা যায়. So you make sure that, or you make the programs in such a manner that people from all around are attracted or become desirous to come there. So you have to prepare the programs in such a manner that everyone is attracted to come to that place. এই জন্য বিশিষ্ট ব্যক্তি ও সাংবাদিক বৈঠক তো বিশেষ প্রয়োজন, আপনি নিশ্চয়ই বুঝবেন. For this purpose you have to meet with special dignitaries. You should also have press meetings. I'm sure that you know all of this very well. In order to attract so many people, in order to attract the masses, you need to meet with special dignitaries. That will come in the paper cutouts, newspapers. So this Maharaj has met. So it has actually come. Saranga Prabhu's preaching activities have come in the newspapers. So, and also you should also meet with press people, and you should give meeting times with them. I am sure you know all of this very well. তথাপি মনে রাখতে হবে বড় বড় হলে ধর্মসভা করতে হবে. But still I tell you that you make programs in big halls. Prabhupada is instructing such a caretaking, such a, and this also shows how enthusiastic he was. He's telling that you should conduct programs in big halls, because when they are conducted in big halls, then people will automatically get attracted. Oh, in that hall there is a program, let me go there. Small places people won't. তাহলে ব্যাপক প্রচার হবে. Only then there will be a widespread propagation of Mahaprabhu's message. So in this manner he writes another letter to Srila Prakrita Prabhu. In 1941 he accepted sannyas from Aranya Goswami Maharaj, another disciple of Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then he propagated the mission of Prabhupada and also Mahaprabhu, and also several times later he visited the foreign countries. Even after sannyas, he continued to visit the foreign countries and preach, because Prabhupada already told, in future you might have to face so many persons who are not favorable to devotion, circumstances that may not be favorable to devotion. So in this manner he had served Srila Prabhupada, and he has won the heart of his Guru. Today is his disappearance day, so I offer my humble and prostrated obeisances at his lotus feet, that may he purify me from all the sins that I have performed, free me from all the offenses that I have performed knowingly or unknowingly, and then give the service of the lotus feet of his dearmost object of worship, Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Saranga Goswami Maharaj's non-different form, our most revered Srila Gurudev, I offer obeisance at his feet, that may he free me from all my sins and offenses, and offer service of his lotus feet birth after birth. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद प्रमथ स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति दयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय। जय श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। सर्व विघ्न विनाशनकारी भक्त वत्सल भगवान श्री सिंहदेव की जय। भक्त प्रवर श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सारंग गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। तदीय शुभ तिरुभाव तिथि पूजा की जय। श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।